Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a get ready with me type of tutorial for a fall look. I asked my Snapchat fam which one you guys wanted to see first, more of a dramatic kind of look or one that was a little bit more wearable for daytime, and you guys definitely said the more dramatic one. And don't worry if you wanted the other one, I am still going to do that one because I have a really pretty look in mind for it. But I've just gotten so many new products that I wanted to just sit down and try them all out with you guys, kind of give you my first impressions. So if you'd like to see how I got this dramatic fall look, then just go ahead and keep on watching. I am starting out by priming my lids with Benefit's Air Patrol, and I did go ahead and throw on some NARS Sheer Glow foundation. I just did a really light wash of it today. I just want the eyes and the lips to really be the focus, and I am using this limited edition palette from Tarte, which I am obsessed with. And I'm first going in with Different Strokes. It's a really pretty peachy transition shade, so I'm just having that all over the crease, and I'm also applying that pretty heavily in the inner corner. Now going in with the Morphe E17 in the shade A Beautiful Decay, I am applying this on the outer corner and then taking it all the way through the crease and all the way to the inner corner as well. It's a very rounded kind of cut crease. I don't want it to be super harsh, but we are going to have that definition because I'm not doing any wing liner today. On the top lid, I want to have a really smoked out lower lash line and then just a really warm blown out lid. Now I'm just blending out any harsh edges. Now I'm going in with an even smaller brush. This is an E18 in the shade Style, and you can also use this one as a liner, but you can see I'm using a really light hand, and I am just making that lid a little bit more defined. I'm doing basically the same thing as I did with the last shade, but I'm bringing it in on the outer corner of the eye as well. So start on the outer corner, and then take it all the way through the crease, and of course go back in with a blending brush before we go in with our lid shade. And I did do this process a couple of times. That's how I like to work whenever I'm doing something more blown out, is add a little bit of color, blend it out, and then go back in and do one more layer. I think it just gives a little bit more dimension and a little bit more control to the look. So I am doing the same thing that I did last time. Just make it as dramatic as you would like. For the lid shade, I'm going in with Mosaic on a Zoeva 234 brush, just a flat shader brush, and I do pack that more heavily on the inner corner and then use a lighter hand once I get out towards that outer corner where we have that definition. But this is such a stunning copper shade, and I feel like copper and red lips just go so beautifully for fall. So like I said, I'm trying to keep this look a little bit more rounded and really have that smoked out lower lash line and the lids a little bit more simple. So I am doing possibly the thinnest line of liquid liner that I can, and I'm using the NYX liquid liner here. It just goes on super smooth and it's matte. So yeah, just try and do a very thin line and then apply some mascara to your upper lashes. I'm using the Tartiest mascara and I really like this one. And then for my lashes, I am going in with House of Lashes. These are the Featherette lashes. If you have a little bit of a smaller lid space, these are amazing because they aren't super long or dramatic. And now I'm just going in with a little bit of that darker shade with a tiny pencil brush. I like to do this after I put the lashes on if I feel like it just loses a little bit of its drama. And on to the face. You guys know I have to use my Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector and then the Tarte Shape Tape. You guys, if you have not tried the Tarte Shape Tape, you need to. It is seriously the best concealer out there. And I'm using the shade Light Medium here. Usually I would use the shade Light, but I feel like having my dark lip, I don't want it to be a huge contrast of highlight and contour. So I'm keeping the skin a little bit more settled today. And then I'm setting my under eyes with the Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder. But for the rest of my face, I set it with this Pure Foundation Powder. And I have been loving this. It just gives you a really nice soft look to the skin. And then I'm going in with the Cabo bronzer from Girlactik, one of my favorite bronzers for just warming up the skin and giving it a little bit of life. So I'm taking that around the temples, around the sides of my forehead, and the sides of my cheekbones. And of course, I have to drag it down my neck because my face is so much wider than my body. To finish up the eyes, I went ahead and lined my waterline off camera because my eyes were watering so badly. But I went ahead and took style all the way across my lower lash line, and then I just buffed it out with a little bit of different strokes. And I do bring this down pretty far. I think it just looks really pretty with the smoked out lower lash line. And then of course load up those bottom lashes with the mascara and onto the face. I have been obsessed with this Flesh and Fantasy blush from Marc Jacobs. I feel like it just gives you the perfect flush to your cheeks without looking overdone. And then for my highlight, I am using the Jouer highlighter. This is their new one for the fall collection. This one is in Citrine, and you can see how much it impressed me. Like, this is such a stunning highlight. Now it's time to finish off with that bold lip, and I am lining my lips with the Urban Decay lip liner in the shade Gash, and then I am going in with one of the new Jouer fall lip creams, and this one is in the shade Cabernet. It is such a stunning red. It has that nice blue base to it, so it makes your teeth look really white, and I am just obsessed, and I love these lip creams. They're so comfortable. So once you get that on, your look is complete. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will hopefully see you guys in my next video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye!